Semi Ojeleye has become a fan favorite in his 3 seasons with the Green, and the Seas were having a great season before the pandemic hit. I had a chance to talk to Semi about the abrupt halt in the season and about how he has navigated this very difficult time.
We all got ripped out of our normal rhythms, whether we were getting ready for the next game or the next class or graduation or the next season, like getting ready to see our parents even, our friends. We can't do that anymore. And having our rhythm broken like that is tough, and having to adapt is something that we hardly ever want to do. But the beauty in that is that this time in our lives help us to step back. I mean, it's forced, but in a way we get to put life on pause. And right now we get to think about the tough questions, like what we're really chasing. I found myself in that same grind, that same rhythm, and you easily forget why you even started doing what you're doing. Whether you're in college and trying to finish up your major, you just started, you don't know what you want to be. You get to really sit down and think, what are my goals? Like, what do I really want to do with my life? And you get to do it during a time with no distractions. I mean, there's nothing for you to do, really nowhere for you to go except to just sit and really ponder, like, where you want to take your life.
When I was in junior high school, I felt like it didn't fit anywhere. You're in a place where you feel like you don't really belong. Who am I? That kind of thing. So what do you say to students who are going through a period in their lives about trying to identify who they are and what God has for them? Or should they even believe in God?
Right. I mean, I think in this life, it's easy to identify yourself with what someone else wants you to be. And when you do that, you will get to a point where you feel unsatisfied and unfulfilled. And that is not a good place to be. For myself, I found myself there in college, and I was sitting there with a failing, basketball career at a Division I school at Duke, like a top tier school, and I went there and I failed. Like, I could not cut it, and I had to transfer. And that's when I hit, I guess, what I call rock bottom. And I realized my identity was attached to, me wearing a jersey, me being an athlete, me being a student athlete. And that wasn't enough. If we try to identify ourselves with anything in this world, it will fail us. I mean, our lives are temporary, our fame is temporary, money, our appearance, all of that is temporary. So we need something eternal. And if we think for a second that our lives are long enough to just figure it out on the way, it'll be too late. So I encourage all of us to find that eternal identity in Christ, because we have that identity in Him, and trusting in Him and being able to live our lives to help someone else, not for ourselves. That's when you feel fulfilled, and that's when you have that purpose and that peace. Because without that peace in this life, you just run into all types of problems and issues.
It's interesting how we look at other lives and we think those people have it all together, but we're really all the same. We have the same insecurities, don't we?
Right. 100%. I mean, I will say that if anyone tells you that they're completely secure, they're lying. If they tell you that they don't have a void that they're trying to fill, again, they're lying. We're all chasing something, trying to satisfy ourselves in some way every single day. Doesn't matter how much money you have or how much status or how much you've achieved, like, you're still going after something, trying to fill that void. And the only thing that can fill it is Christ.
So your parents immigrated from Nigeria, and you were in Kansas, of all places.
Right.
And so you fitting in was not easy from the very beginning. So you had to kind of identify who you were and make it happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I grew up in Kansas, a small town called Ottawa. Between 10 and 15,000 people. It's grown a little bit, but not that many people there. And I was one of the few Black students in my school, so that was already one of the things I had to grow up and try to figure out and navigate. And then my parents are Nigerian, so we have a different culture. I'm speaking a different language at home and have different customs. And when they come over, we're saying different things. They're like, "What's the deal with this?" So all of that kind of compiles together, and I'm like, I'm different. I feel like I'm different from everybody else. And the only thing that kept me going was my parents told me about about God, about Christ, and realizing that he that was in me is greater than he that's in the world. So I had that identity in him, and I had to hang on to that.
What does it mean to you to finally see some of that hard work pay off?
I thank God. My faith in Jesus is what keeps me going, and I thank God for nights like this, and when it's not like this, I still thank him for it.